stories about the bright side of education.
Somos Sunnyside!
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Somos Sunnyside. I'm your host, the superintendent here of Sunnyside Unified School District, Jose Gastelum, and I got another special guest here today. We have Elizabeth Soltero. She is the CEO of the Sunnyside Foundation. So welcome, Ms. Soltero. How are you doing this morning?
Thank you, Mr. Gastelum, for having me, and Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Welcome back. I want to give a shout out to our Sunnyside employees and our students and families. Hopefully they all had a very restful and enjoyable winter break, and they're rejuvenated to come back and have a strong 2024 school year. And can't wait to talk to some of the folks here in the community and see how their winter break went, and just really ready to hit second semester full force. You know, it's a second semester is always filled with a bunch of different activities and events. The culminating activity there is graduation. So May 2024, we're looking forward to some great graduations from all three of our high schools: Star Academic, Sunnyside High School, and Desert View High School. And so the other neat thing is just students, earning awards at the end of the year. This piece of scholarships, and you start finding out where students are headed and their hard work that has paid off, right? In terms of, they put all this work in the 4 years of high school, and they're told every day, every week, grades matter, GPA matters, stay in the game. And, and now they're going to be reaping the benefits of it. So we just can't wait, to kick off second semester. And I know we got a few months to go, but, just excited about that. On another note, I want to recognize you, Ms. Soltero, for being 40 Under 40 recipient. I got to attend that breakfast last month, that event last month, and that's just a really nice recognition for everything you do. And so tell us a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. And thank you to your team for being so welcoming and celebrating alongside me and the foundation and what we've been doing. That was a really, nice experience. I am, not used to recognition. Sometimes we do what we do because we love what we do. And it was a special opportunity that I got to share with my mom and my son Noah, as you all got to host them there with you.
Yeah, I enjoyed the time with Noah. He kept me busy, and he was locked in on those games. But he didn't miss your walking up to the stage and getting your award. So yeah, and I love the way he was dressed in his little sport coat. So her 10-year-old son looked just sharp.
Yeah, no, he let me know. He sent me a message that he appreciated, the video, and they were excited, and that recognition just helped fill up my cup some more to celebrate with everyone and just keep doing some work.
Well, it's well deserved, for the work that you do for the Sunnyside community and just in the Tucson community. It's very obvious that you have a passion to serve others, and you have a passion to help young people and educators, just that passion for education. And you guys have been just a great partner, ever since, the Sunnyside Foundation and the Sunnyside Unified School District have partnered. And so tell us a little bit about what is the Sunnyside Foundation. I think people sometimes get it a little confused. They think it's part of the district, although it works hand in hand with the district. It's a separate entity. So tell us a little bit about what is the Sunnyside Foundation.
Yeah, so I'll do a quick recap of the history, because I feel like that helps ground me and ground us in this conversation. The Sunnyside Foundation was founded back in the early 1990s, and it was founded by a group of amazing alumni from the district who were really took charge and care that, hey, we need to invest back into our students and education in the Sunnyside Unified School District. And so we began back then, and we started on a legacy. Our legacy program is mini grants to educators and staff in the district to support with various areas. It's changed over the years. Currently, it's STEM and health and wellness for students, and literacy and arts and culture. But that's where it began, and then it has always been upheld by by our community here in Sunnyside Unified School District, but also Southside wide, from our families and everybody that volunteers their time, whether ideas, money, and it's grown. So it's grown. During the pandemic, a lot of things shifted, and I always want to just highlight this as a milestone, because at that time, community was saying, hey, there's a lot more needs, and we know that our students need the support in the classroom, but there's some things going on outside the classroom at homes. And so we can share a little bit about that later, but we know we've grown into education, focusing on community share as a program to support our teachers throughout the year. Professional development, mini grants continue. We've been on a path to support dual enrollment at Sunnyside High School in biotech. We are looking at CTE and some of the programming there, and how we can just support and fill in some of the gaps with the wonderful work that the teachers are doing. And then most recently, the Sunnyside Alumni Association came under the foundation, and we're doing scholarships, post-secondary scholarships for graduating seniors in the district.
That's amazing. I mean, it's like you're sprinkling the donations everywhere, right? In terms of just helping out. And, I do remember during the pandemic, you guys expanded to helping families out, food drives, helping them out with just bills and different things like that. It was tough times for a lot of individuals. And so, it's neat that you guys are in the community and, and helping the community, not only all our educators and students, but just the greater community in terms of their needs, So you've been in this role now for what, 2 years? Is this
Almost
2 years?
2 years.
Almost 2 years.
April, so in a couple months.
And I'm jealous of the title CEO, right? I mean, it's always it's a nice title. It's you're in charge here, and the thing I love about it is you have a Latina woman CEO in our community. And I don't know if Latina is the correct word now. Now it's Latinx, it's Latina, it's Hispano. I mean, Chicana, right? I mean, so, I think what we all can agree on is you're a great role model for our young women in the community. And so, I love that piece because, it really inspires our listeners, and I hope that we have more students listening and more young people listening as well, to give them inspiration that they can become CEOs in this community in whatever field they choose to be. And so, you hit the ground running. I remember when you first, were announced of getting this position, you right away started contacting us and started talking about, how what are some of the things we can work on together to improve the experience, and I always talk about the student experience. To me, that is probably the most important piece, for our students. Are they having a great experience through our school system, pre-K through 12, experience, and are we providing them these opportunities, to be successful and to move forward? And so, I'd like to think that we're headed in that direction. I mean, as I said, I want to talk a little bit about your upbringing and what chose you to get into this line of work as well, right? Because I don't think you wake up and say, well, I want to do this or I want to do that. I think you learn to grow a passion for things, and I think from there we kind of make our moves, right? So tell us a little bit about your upbringing, your education, your work experience, and why you got into this line of work.
So I've grown up here on the south and west sides of town, mostly through TUSD. Then into.
Don't say that too
loud.
loud.
I won't
okay?
say it too loud.
I'm only kidding.
My heart's here.
You're still a Southsider.
Yeah.
Still Southsider.
So I definitely bring with me, my parents, right? We represent our parents and our family. My mom immigrated from Mexico, from Hermosillo, as a young child, and just has worked intensely hard, and has shown me, what hard work really means. And my father was a Vietnam vet and attempted to go to the U of A and went up through junior high and was like, this isn't for me. I'm not welcomed. I'm not excelling here. Yeah. And he didn't finish his degree. So I went through PIMA with a lot of support from counselors. I transferred to the U of A through a transition program that thankfully, like, they literally walked me into the bookstore. They helped me register for classes. That was the kind of support that I needed to figure out how to navigate that place. And so, when I went to U of A, I found home at the then Chicano Hispano Center, and that was my home away from home. That's where I got plugged in and got politically activated and charged, and then focusing on Mexican American studies. That was my undergrad, and then I went on to become a librarian. I got my master's in library science. And
you hear that, principals? We got a certified, qualified librarian out here,
always.
and
That's
so
my
if
heart
there's a
right
need
there,
for one,
So yeah, it took a lot of support from professors, from friends and family, just rooting me on and figuring out how to navigate that. And so once I graduated, I entered into my profession, found myself, in public libraries and serving our Southside libraries and Central, and doing outreach and getting to work with teachers and students all the time and families. And so life brought me back to be the director of the then Chicano Hispano Center. It's called the Guerrero Center, and really found a love around supporting students socially, emotionally, and academically, and seeing how important it is for especially like our Latinx or Mexican American students, any students that were marginalized or underrepresented. And that ignited a lot of passion, so education's always been there at my heart. And, went on to do a stint in city government, learned a lot about our city and how to navigate that. And then this opportunity came up, and I actually, learned about the foundation through the work of the Emergency Relief Fund, then ED Carrie Lopez Howell, and found out we worked together to figure out how to get some of that relief support out to our families with a bunch of wonderful grassroots organizations and council member Santa Cruz and the mayor. And I was like, this is amazing work. This is, they're supporting education and doing emergency relief, not really the typical foundation. We do direct service, but that's because it was needed. And so I really got excited and drawn to the foundation because I thought it was being super responsive and doing it from a culturally respectful, strength-based lens to uplift our families. And so I'm all about it,
Absolutely. I love that word uplift, and because sometimes that's all we need, right? We need somebody to just uplift us a little bit, believe in us, and it takes off from there. You hit on some very, very important pieces here. Obviously, I love this piece of humble beginnings, right? Because I think a lot of us and a lot of our employees, a lot of our students can relate to this. A lot of people in the community, myself included, we share that story of having immigrant parents immigrating to the United States and, chasing that American dream to live a better life, provide a better life for their families. And our parents always pushed work ethic, right? They always pushed education. And for some of them, they never had the opportunity to complete school, right? Because they were working, raising families. But they pushed this piece of values, morals, and treating people and serving people and treating people right. And I think a lot of people have gone on to be successful because of that, right? They've seen how hard their parents work, and their parents don't want to see them struggle like they've struggled, right? But it's a productive struggle. And so you also talked about support systems, going in at U of A. I mean, I don't think I could have done it. I went through Pima first, luckily, I got to play baseball there, and they held my hand a little bit because I had a scholarship, and so I had a lot of support there. But if I would have went from Sunnyside High School to the U of A, I think I would have been lost. It would have been a third world country,
Yeah, it can be.
What am
shock.
I doing
it's
here?
A shock.
Culture shock.
Yeah.
But I love that piece of support systems, and I think you find a sense of belonging, right? And I mean, and that's what it's all about. It's about finding that sense of belonging, believing in yourself, to be able to pursue the things you want to achieve, right? And so, that's just and then when that happens, I think a lot of times a lot of people that are successful have good support systems around them. Sometimes that's a counselor. You mentioned counselors. It's a teacher. It's an advisor. It's a parent, a friend, and somebody that's helped them through those difficult times. And when you become successful, you want to do the same thing. You want to go be somebody else's support system. You want to go help others because you had that, right? And so when you use that word uplift, you want to uplift someone else and pay it back, right? Or pay it forward, as they say. And so, just what a good story, and again, very inspirational. And so I hope that the listeners, a lot of them can relate to that. And I bet you a lot of them have just different little versions of their success stories as well. And so we need to continue to motivate our young students, continue to give them consejos, as they say, right? The advice and give them information that they can be successful. They can reach that success, and all it takes is a plan. It takes a commitment, right? And it takes, making good decisions. And so it's hard to be a teenager. I can only imagine, nowadays when we were teenagers, it was hard enough. Now with all these other distractions of social media and phones and this and that, I mean, it's tough. But, our students are rising to the occasion. I know last year we had a record number of scholarships, and we were super excited about that. So I want to talk, a little bit about that, that's a perfect segue, going into scholarships. What opportunities does the foundation provide? And you hit on that a little bit. I think, I know there's mini grants out there for educators, and a lot of our educators really, really appreciate the support, right, in terms of the scholarships and the grants. There's also the Dollars for Scholars that you guys have taken over, and I believe last year there was 49 students and over $66,000 in scholarship money. Every little bit helps, and we try to tell our students, encourage our students to apply for these, because sometimes there are little financial challenges that they reach, and that extra, $1,000 to $3,000 or $1,500 is super helpful. And so talk to us about that piece, and I want our parents to hear this. I want our educators to hear this, and I also want our students to hear of these opportunities so they're not left on the table.
Yeah, no, for sure. Thank you. And the Dollars for Scholars program, that I shared arrived from alumni, from the Sunnyside Alumni Association. A lot of those scholarships are, supported by SUSD staff, alumni. They are memorial scholarships to honor loved ones who, made a difference in the lives of many folks, not only their families, but from being educators to students. There's just been there's so much love and support that this community provides. And so the opportunity for students to apply to these scholarships, we're working really hard on fundraising and bringing in, new family foundations, new donors. There's been a continued interest and support to continue to, recognize and different legacies that are here. For example, Larry Martinez now has a scholarship in his name, awesome. and alumni Tanya Viacana helped start that, along with all the cross country folks, that
Absolutely.
were touched by Larry, and continue
Coach
to be.
Milky has one as well.
Coach Milky, and really want to honor him in this upcoming semester and award ceremony for all the work that he has done and care and his ongoing support for students. But so every student that is graduating from Star to Desert View and Sunnyside High School have an opportunity to apply, and the scholarships actually close here at the end of the month in January. But we've got, thankfully, our counselors within the district are supporting, helping them create their profile on the Dollars for Scholars program online platform, and then we match up the criteria to what the students meet, right, in terms of the qualifications.
So every scholarship is could be unique depending on what the donor wants. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So if let's say if a donor is passionate about STEM field, they can say, okay, I want the recipient to be involved in STEM or have an interest in STEM. If it's cross country, it's a runner, I want them to be involved in this thing. So as you heard it, folks, I mean it is it's such a great cause, and it's very easy to do. I know I have a scholarship in my name as well that I do every year, and it can be $500, it can be $1,000. It's
up to 4,000 now.
Up to 4,000 now. So all of you people that have a lot of money and don't know what to do with it,
yes, invest.
They
in
have
our
the feria.
students.
Come forward and invest, and that you bring up a great point there. If we want better schools, better communities, we need to invest in our schools and we need to invest in our students. And so, the thing I love about the Sunnyside Foundation, the Dollars for Scholars piece, that event is, it's kind of like a reunion of the former retired Sunnyside alumni, Sunnyside employees. And so it's neat to see them come out. You don't see them for a couple of years, but every year you see them at this event. It's a special event. And they do that because they care about our community. They care about our students, and those dollars really, really help out. So those of you that are looking to donate, how do they get in contact? Yeah. Do we have a website? Do we have somewhere where they can donate?
Yeah, they can definitely reach out to us at sunnysidefoundation.org. They can find our contact information. We take checks. We take online donations, and we're happy to follow up with them and do a phone call to really match what they're hoping to do in terms of support for students. Some of these scholarships are like a family supporting it, individual. Some of them it's a collective, that folks are all contributing to.
Sure,
so there's a lot of different opportunities, and some are one-time scholarships and some are other like reoccurring. So I think there's an opportunity.
There's a lot of flexibility, right?
Definitely.
There's a lot of flexibility to work with donors, whether they want a one-time, whether they want to, there's a group of people that want to chip in. Yeah. You can name the scholarship whatever you want. But at the end, the outcome and is students benefit from it. Yeah,
I do want to share for you. So we're getting ready and for fall semester to the applications are we're open, closing as I said here in January. But when we went to submit for all the scholarships and all of those 49 students enrolled, there was no deferment. So we're really excited to share that.
That's huge.
And then we also got feedback from students and to hear where they're at, what they're doing, how they struggled, how they also that funding has supported them. So
yeah, I'd love to hear testimonials. Maybe we can make that part of the program where we can have some student testimonials and how that money has helped them. Because like I said, college isn't cheap. We all know that, and every little bit helps. The other neat thing about that event, is obviously seeing the people, right, the donors, and interacting with them. But the most special piece about the event is that you get to sit with the recipient. So I know when I do my scholarship every year, I get to sit with the recipient. I learn a little bit about the recipient. They have a nice letter for you, thanking you, telling you how helpful this is going to be. You meet their families, and just the look on their face, the reaction on their face when their child gets called up on the stage and gets their scholarship is just priceless. It's because you think about how meaningful it is to parents, right? And then sometimes it's just you take a little burden off of them, a little stress off of them, knowing that their child has done some great things to earn this, and then the realization that their children are going to college, and many of our kids are first generation college going students, and so they're the trailblazers, the trendsetters, and I have to say this, and I want our families, our teachers to hear this, our students to hear this. All it takes is one person in that family to be successful, set the trend, and others will follow. I guarantee it. Others will follow. You get that first child to go to college and they're successful, the younger kids, the younger cousins will follow, and that's the type of generation success we need to have in this community, and it's happening. It's getting better. Last year we raised $66,000. I want to challenge the community. I want to, let's get that up to more like $85,000, $100,000, and every little bit helps. And I believe it's a tax write-off. Again, if you're interested, contact the Sunnyside Foundation. And we'll put an email out there. Yeah, definitely. And or you can contact Ms. Liz Soltero, or contact our office, and we'll point you in the right direction. So a lot of great things happening. I know that you guys are also taking over the Hall of Fame, and it's something that is coming. I mean, that was a transition, and that's coming. That's exciting news because we got a lot of individuals that are just worthy candidates out there, and so we're looking forward to that as well. So any last comments, Ms. Soltero? Any last comments out there? I mean, I'm not going to give you one of those questions like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So. What's your most embarrassing moment? I mean, it's an honor to get to serve Sunnyside Foundation and work along our team. We have an incredible small and mighty team, board members, and then work alongside the district and community folks. There's a lot of people behind our community, as we all know, and there is it's easier to keep going because there's support, all around. I would just also say, last year we stood up our community investment fund, and that was our third fund. So there's education, there's emergency relief, and then community investment. So that is an opportunity to invest in different community initiatives and support and be a fiscal sponsor to, we've partnered with Fuga, getting bike clubs started, bike fleets. We did some investment in doing murals and cafecitos on generational wealth. And all these things matter because it's like where we live, where we learn outside of the classroom as well. And, so it's been beautiful to see those connections to the inside and outside the classroom learning opportunities of how we build that sense of, belonging and investment back into our community, the small and large ones. And so that's an area we still continue to partner with the district as well. And we're just excited to see where that goes. Excited to see, how we can continue to fundraise and build community. I know the needs, are different, and each year there's different gaps that we're trying to work together. But I feel really confident about our partnerships, and we have amazing students and educators. So we just got to find, the resources to fill in the gaps. Absolutely. And I know you guys put out a newsletter as well. So, I know that's put out through our email as well, the Sunnyside district email. That's put out every month, and keep and that's to keep the community involved of what's going on, right? Yeah. And so those of you that have ideas, please share them our way. And you guys are doing some amazing things. You guys have been just an amazing partner, in terms of working with us and working in our community. And I really want to thank you for that, because it's not always partnerships. Sometimes can be difficult and be challenging. And this one has been super, super smooth. And the best thing of it all is our community benefits, our employees benefit, our students are benefiting, and we want to keep that. So students, you heard it here. Those scholarship deadline closes at the end of the month here in January. Make sure to get your applications in for those scholarships. For those of you that are interested in donating, please contact us. Please reach out to us. We still have time to make that happen. And I just want to wish everyone a happy, prosperous, and healthy 2024. Can you believe that? We're in 2024. And so time is going by fast. And so we want to wish everyone the very best. And that wraps up this episode of Somos Sunnyside. Everybody stay safe, and thank you very much.
Somos Sunnyside.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Somos Sunnyside. We hope you enjoyed the conversation and found it entertaining. If you liked what you heard, don't forget to subscribe and share our podcast with la comunidad. For updates on future episodes and more, be sure to follow us on social media and visit our website at susd12.org. We appreciate your support and can't wait to have you back for the next episode. Hasta la próxima vez en Somos Sunnyside.